Developing. Security incident involving U.S. Navy destroyer in Red Sea, U.S. official says.
Here's a summary of the article.
The USS Carney, a U.S. Navy guided missile destroyer in the northern Red Sea, on Thursday shot down multiple missiles and drones launched by Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen that the Pentagon said were potentially headed toward targets in Israel. It's also the first U.S. military action taken to defend Israel in the current crisis, and with the U.S. and other countries trying to contain the conflict between Israel and Hamas, the possibility that an Iranian-backed proxy group fired missiles and drones at Israel is sure to increase growing regional tensions. U.S. officials told ABC News that the Carney had brought down 8 drones launched by the Houthis. The preliminary U.S. assessment was that the USS Carney was not the target of any of the Houthi missiles or drones, according to multiple U.S. officials. The missiles fired by the Houthis were engaged by SM-2 missiles carried aboard the USS Carney, a U.S. official told ABC News. On Wednesday, 3 drones were shot down by U.S. military forces as they neared bases in western and northern Iraq. Another drone was shot down near U.S. forces in eastern Syria on Thursday. The Carney's shootdown of Houthi missiles opens up the possibility that the U.S. Navy may have to position more ships in the Red Sea if the U.S. commits to protecting Israel from a southern attack, said Steve Ganyard, an ABC News contributor and a former Pentagon official.
This post received a score of 16,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The article says the missiles didn't appear to be fired at the ship, so the ship intercepted missiles bound for a northerly target.
Northerly target, aka Israel?
If you bring up the map view, most of what is north of Yemen is Saudi Arabia and Jordan. Then Israel before getting to the Mediterranean. Israel is 2,200 kilometers away, and only the newest Houthi missile capability gets anywhere near that, Tufan with approximately 1,900 kilometers range. The easy guess with the latest events would be to say they were shooting at Israel, but it would be surprising if those missiles had made it that far had they not gotten intercepted. All that is to say, KSA, Jordan, and Egypt should see this as a reminder of why we pretend to be friends.
It could also be noted that the Houthis are backed by Iran against Yemeni government, which was exiled in Saudi Arabia. Shit is complex over there.
I really appreciate only having Canada and Mexico as neighbors.
As an American, we really are shielded from so much. It's a net positive to have them as neighbors. We get so much out of it, like Keanu Reeves and enchiladas.
Honestly, as an American, I feel really fortunate to have Canada and Mexico as neighbors. They're pretty rad.
I concur. Our neighbors are the homies.
This has happened before, and last time they were actually trying to hit the ship. Opening square bracket.
USS Cole rings a bell also.
Seems kind of primitive to me. I'd expect a ship that advanced to at least have a foghorn. Is it so that it can still warn other ships in the way in case of an EMP attack?
The destroyer USS Carney engaged multiple missiles launched by Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen and fired missiles in response, the official said. Edit 3:01 p.m. New information added to article. It's unclear from where the missiles were being fired, but they were headed in a northerly direction, the official said. The missiles fired by the Houthis were engaged by SM-2 missiles carried aboard the USS Carney, the first official said. Edit 3:09 p.m. New information added to article. The Houthi missiles were not perceived to have been fired at the ship. From Pentagon Press Secretary, makes sense. The Houthis are Iranian proxies. These are most likely brand new missiles and drones because what the Houthis previously had were 200 to 300 kilometers short of Israel. Update from the US DoD.
Greater than the U.S. Department of Defense has stated that any kind of response to the cruise missile and drone launches last night by the Houthis in Yemen and the attack on Al-Assad airbase will come at a time and manner of our choosing. That is ominous as fuck.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.